What's up, viewers? Foamer Plus Productions here. I'd like to quickly thank all of you for 100 subscribers. I honestly thought it would take a lot longer to reach this milestone, but here we are. So, to commemorate this occasion, I thought I'd start a brand new series. So, in today's video, I would start building a HO scale 4x8 trade layout. However, since I'm not old enough to work and I rely on chores for my source of income, I will not be using a lot of new, expensive items for my layout. It will most likely be old things that I've repurposed to fit my needs. As you can tell, I have already put some segments together to make the track assembly process go a little quicker, and we can get to wiring up stuff later. Before we start out, I'd like to quickly note that this video series will not be posted on a regular basis. Pretty much whenever I have the means to do something major to the layout, I will get out my filming equipment and film it. So, the next video might be posted in the next couple months. So, let's get to track laying. Alright, I'm going to start the laying process by doing the outer loop and the switch into the inner loop. This layout will be a double track main line with a yard and a small spur track. I know I should probably plan out the turnouts before I lay track, but oh well. And now, with both of the loops completed, I can think about adding turnouts. Now, here I was confuddled because I had previously messed with this layout design earlier, and it was practically identical, and I was able to fit a turnout to where I was trying to put it originally, but I couldn't fit it in this variation, so I just ended up putting it in the yard. And you can see me assembling the yard right now. Alrighty, now I have just completed the track laying process. A couple times you could see me debating if I wanted to turn out here or not and stuff like that. But that's what's great about Bachmann Easy Track is you can easily switch out pieces if you don't like it there. Anyways, we have a double track main line with an inner loop and outer loop. Terminals right here. We have a spur track there, and a little yard over there, so I can store some freight cars over there, and maybe an engine shed or an industry right here. Previous to this, I did do a little bit of tinkering, and that's how I figured out how to get this angle to match up with this curve. It was just a combination of 18 and 22 radius curves that make it so that I can go from this angle to straight. Now, we can use these Lego 2x6 and 2x4s and 1x4 and 1x6 plates and these Jenga blocks to work as budget risers because I don't really want to spend money on some foam. Let's get to doing that now. Alright, I have just completed adding the spacers to the layout. This will allow me to, if I ever want to electrify, say, this switch, it'll make it easier for me to just run this under the track and cut a hole in the paper mache that's going to be here later to wire this up instead of having to cut through this piece of plywood. And it also just adds a really nice depth or dimension to this layout. Now we shall work on, well, really all I have to do is connect this to the terminal track. And yeah, let's do that, and then we can run some trains on it. Alright, now that power is connected, I can bring out my test locomotive and make sure there's no hiccups throughout the tracks. Actually, quickly before that, I'm just going to quickly wipe down this track with this track cleaner, because some of this track has not been used in a long time. Alright, so I got all the track cleaned. Now I'm just gonna adjust the spacers over there because, as you can tell, they got out of alignment when I was, moving the track a lot. So I'm gonna quickly do that, and then we can pop on a test locomotive. Alright, with now all of the risers aligned, we can now pop on a test locomotive and see if there's any electrical issues, which I doubt, but doesn't hurt to check. Just gonna use this old beat up F3. Unfortunately, yeah, it's very beat up, paint's wearing off in some places. Yeah, like there I tried to rewrite the in Santa Fe, but, looks horrible. Yeah, I got this locomotive when I was like 6, and let's just say I did not take the best care of it. I'll see if I can, 3D print some parts for it, because I think it still runs pretty nice. Alright, let's plop it on the track. Alright, and let's give it power. Alright, have it on the track. Let's quickly... I don't know why it just died out. There we go. I'm gonna run it on speed step 4. Yeah, seems to be doing fine on the grade. Doing fine on the spacers. Or not spacers, risers. Alright, let's see how it does on the downhill. Alright, pretty good. It's not coming off the rails, which is probably ideal. Alright, yeah, made it down the de-escalation. So, I'm going to run it around the layout a couple more times, and then I'll switch it to the inner loop. Alright, it seems to be doing pretty well. Now let's quickly test all of the little spur tracks and the yard. Oh. Okay, so this straight track is a dud. Glad I found that out right now. So let's replace it with one of these clean ones. All right, let's test it out now. Okay, well, that works. Let's test out the yard now. Well, looks like they're good. This track is fully functional, which is good to know. Alrighty, now I will throw a couple cars behind this, and we can see if there's any points where the cars will jump. So far, so good. Okay, cars aren't jumping yet, which is even better, and I doubt they'll jump on the straight tracks. So, the inner loop is good to go. Let's test the outer loop now. Oops. Whoa. Alright, now I'll show you some cinematics of this train as soon as I get some more cars behind it. Alright, now that we know the layout works, we can start planning out layout features such as buildings, roads, terrain features, stuff like that. Alright, I have just finished planning out the layout, so we're going to start at the front where we have the station platform reaching from over there to just the start of the incline, right about here, and yeah, it spans there. The station building's either going to go here, or like where I'm pointing, or on the other side of the tracks, and I can have a station platform surrounding the inner track. From there, we reach the downtown core, where I have an auto shop and a Dairy Queen already placed, and a spot for a Walther's building kit. Once I get that, I can place it in there, and yeah, it'll look really nice alongside the rest of the downtown core. Then after that, we reach the residential area where I already have 2 houses laid down. I'm planning on getting a third, placing it like in between the 2 so I can get like a cul-de-sac kind of where my hand is right there. And yeah, that'll be a little residential cul-de-sac. Then we reach the train yard where I have my switch tower, and it might stay here or it might lead over to the railroad yard. I'm not sure, but that's there for now. And then over here we have a place marked for probably a small industry, maybe like an oil tank or like a very, very small manufacturing plant or like a shed, just something to connect with this spur track I've created for it. And then we reach the rail yard, which I have a placeholder, like storage facility right there already. I'm planning on getting maybe a couple like modern storage facilities, and then yeah, it's just gonna be right there, right next to this one currently. And then maybe I'll have a chain link fence surrounding the entire thing. And then for roads, I'm planning on having the main road start here. It's going to cross the outer layer right around there. It's going to go in between here, across the inner layer there, and then it's going to connect to where this road I've kind of created already with the downtown, and it's going to go through the downtown. It's one side is going to pass through the rail yard, the other one's going to go over here to the residential area, and then we'll have the main road continue out, pass over kind of where this F3 is, like right in front of it, and then the road's going to curve up to meet the hill that the outer layer tracks are on, and it's gonna leave. So yeah, that's the layout so far. That concludes the first day of the layout. I'd like to thank you all so much for watching, and I give my highest thanks to all of you who have helped me reach 100 subscribers. Like I said, I honestly thought it would take a lot longer for me to reach this milestone, but you know, here we are. Like I also stated earlier, I will not be releasing videos on a regular basis. It'll pretty much be whatever I get the time or resources to do another update, I will do it. Anyways, if you'd like to see more content like this, please hit the like button and smash the subscribe button down below. It helps me out, and thank you for watching.